Right, 24 February 2024, and today I've got a bit of a late broadcast. I apologize. On Saturdays, I normally do my broadcast a little bit late because I need to also rest. As you can see, it's been very, very hectic, and it's been a long 3 months of me broadcasting every day. But the target is for us to broadcast every day. That's what we're planning to do, and I'm obviously going to put up the structures to enable us to go to a full day broadcasting. And this is where we are going. We're going to a full day broadcasting. So I apologize for this delay. And we're also going offline. So we're going to be moving from streaming to other platforms, which means that our YouTube is going to be our core. But then there will be other things that we're doing offline very, very soon. And I want to point you to our membership. Please join the Gambakwe membership below this YouTube channel. You can join and become a member. It's got a lot of benefits. There are other broadcasts that we do that are not here within this group, within this YouTube broadcast that you see here, the public one. There are also private broadcasts and other features. So I want to focus on news today. There is a lot of news. So I'm going to take a lot of time on news. But before I go into news, I want to go into what is happening within the CCC factions. So there are 3 CCC factions currently. The faction of Chabangu, the faction of Promise Mkwananzi and Timba, and the faction of Welshman Ncube, Tendai Meeti, and Karenyi Kore. So those 3 factions are now in negotiations and they are working together. So this was revealed yesterday by Timba. If you saw a broadcast that was done on Voice of America, which I'm going to share with you a short clip, these 3 factions are now working together. They're in negotiations, and eventually we're going to see them coming together. As Welshman Ncube said, that they'll eventually come back together. But these factions are not with Chamisa. So that's what you must understand. Chamisa is not with any of the 3 factions. They are going to be on one side. And you know my position on what should happen to the CCC. The CCC should not be destroyed. In fact, it should be a stronger independent entity, and Chamisa should be on his side by himself. So let me show you what Timba said, then I'll unpack it for you. I'll unpack for you what is happening. It's very, very important. I think many people do not see this clip and do not understand the significance of what Timba is saying here. So listen very, very carefully to what Timba is saying in this broadcast.
Tambadzikana dzakunyorwa mazuva ano hadzichafambiswa nevanhu, dzakufambiswa nemishina wakutenda pakombiyuta unoloda tsamba. Saka magweta yangu achiti wasitovaona tsamba yakanga yanyorwa nevamwe. Saka pamarules ecourt kanditi kana tsamba imwe isina kuonekwa nemumwe patoita nyaya. Kanditi asi magweta ataurirana kuti ano ngatichitaurirana panze pedare topanana tsamba dzatachifanira kunge takaita takapanana todzoka zvakare kudare kuti dare ripedzi.
Right, so I'm going to point you to that channel. You can go and look at it later on. So let me unpack to you for you what's happening. Chabangu, Ncube, Mkwananzi, and Timba, they are now engaged in a negotiation outside of court. So hear this very, very clearly. And this is what Timba said here. They are engaged in an outside process, outside of court to negotiate. And what is the end result? The end result is they want to share MPs. Remember, Chamisa does not want MPs. So these guys still want to be MPs. And that Timba and all the guys who are in there. So they want to be MPs and they're negotiating. And Ncube is eventually going to be the acting president for this whole group. Because you can't have this fighting. If you're negotiating and there's an end result and you agreed, then you can't have fighting. You are now one. The end result is one CCC. And this is what you're seeing here. Go and watch that clip very, very carefully. You will see what is happening. Ncube's efforts and Meeti and all the other guys. What connects them is the desire to be MPs, councillors, and senators. And what Mafume was trying to express at that point when he had an interview with my brother Vincent is that whereas they did not know that Chabangu was recalling, they basically now recognize his actions. So Chabangu's group and Ngube's group already agreed. What we are seeing here is the entry of the Timber group. The Timber group and Mkwananzi group, they are now going to the Ngube group and Chabangu group. And what you're seeing here is one group which is going to eventually fall under one leadership. Currently in parliament, the only person that can recall or give instructions to parliament is Promise Mkwananzi. He's the only one with the letter there. That is valid. There is an interdict against Chabangu making actions. So Promise Mkwananzi is the only one whose letter is accepted in parliament, in senate, and in local government. So you should understand the hierarchy of what is there right now. And this whole groups are not with Chamisa. So the whole CC group that you're seeing, they're not with Chamisa. If you see anyone who's got a court case wanting to be an MP, they're not with Chamisa. But currently, as we speak, there is no court case. So the court case was dismissed. And there is now negotiations. So this is what it is. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. And if you don't understand, you can put your question in the comments. The group with the Timber, with Ngube, and with Chabangu, they are now engaged in out-of-court negotiations. And eventually, you're going to see one CC group led by BT, Ngube, Kore, probably Mkwananzi, and Chabangu. These guys are coming together, but Nelson Chamisa is not with them. So I hope you understand it. Now let's go to the news. As I said, today is a focus on news. We're going to do a lot of news stories here, and then we'll take it from there. I want to start with a death. I'm very, very sorry about this death. And this is the death of Mr. Tima Sunda, who is the founder at Moonlight Funeral. I think he died this week. You can go and check that out on social media. Very well-known funeral. In fact, one of the first black funeral houses in Zimbabwe. If you are in Harare, you will know that these guys came before Nyaradzo. Belarus has met with the Zimbabwe Defense Forces and have reached an agreement. This is part of a number of agreements signed by Belarus this week. President Nelson Chamisa, he said, a happy weekend to you all. That is his picture there. You can go and look at it on Twitter. And then, this picture is crazy. Neo-Jane Masisi and First Lady of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa. Don't you guys agree that Neo-Jane Masisi looks very smart? But I don't know about Mnangagwa's dress. I think she's looking like a domestic for Neo. Give me a like if you agree that Mnangagwa's dress looks like she's a domestic for Neo-Jane. She needs to wear a different dress. I think you can do a lot with this dress. Like, you can redesign it and make it better. I don't know what they're doing there. Then I saw someone here that I haven't seen for a long time. Professor Simbimbako hands over the Africa Fact book to Botswana First Lady, Miss Neo-Jane Masisi. I don't know what Mr. Simbimbako is doing, but he's a very popular guy. Then we've got the wife and family of Frank Mkarati with his wife, Paida Moyo. So that is the family of Dynamos soccer player. Very interesting. You can go and look at that in hMetro. And then Mohadi met with the president of Malawi, Chakwera. So I want to unpack for you what is happening here. This is very important if you are a supporter of Nelson Chamisa. This is very, very important. Because Chamisa has sent his people all around SADC to talk to the presidents. Mnangagwa is doing the same. He's also sending his people to each and every president, so that when it comes to the SADC summit, Chamisa's actions are counted. So what would I do if I was Chamisa? So August, there must be mass action during the time when SADC is in Zimbabwe. So there must be mass action that time. That is what Chamisa should do. There should be no possibility of this summit going ahead without mass action. So that's what I would do if I was Chamisa. Make sure I organize that those guys, when they're here, that whole week, Zimbabwe is got, what can I say? I don't want to say it's on fire. During that week, when the SADC summit is going to run, if I was Chamisa, I'll make sure that I don't just depend on these guys from SADC. The people must be with Chamisa during that time. And then we got a picture of, sorry, I just have to move forward from there. I have a picture of Mnangagwa with Belarusian foreign minister Sergey Alineki at State House. Mnangagwa is going to be visiting Belarus this year. Then General Chakwera, he had another signing ceremony with the Belarusians in Mutare. They're signing for a ladder, a fire ladder. A fire ladder is very important. It's for tall buildings. I don't know how many tall buildings are there in Mutare, but this is going to be their first tall ladder. And then obviously General Chakwera met students in Kazan. And I now want to go to a few business stories. Let me start with the drug story in Malawi in the Chronicle newspaper. The Chronicle newspaper is reporting that there was a drug raid in Joslundika Street. The guys at the Chronicle are doing very, very well. And I want to obviously commend this guy who's running the Chronicle newspaper. They are very much street-based. They go out and the news is not just desktop. So the newspaper guy at the Chronicle is doing very, very well. And I hope that he's someone who's going to run a bigger newspaper in Zim papers. Then let's look at another. Sorry, I gave you that story, right? You can go and look at it in the Chronicle newspaper. Then we've got this story of the young lady. It's also in the Chronicle. She's called Melissa Mandirawe. She's the daughter of the entrepreneur or owner of Katula Sundowns. If you didn't know, she's now running her own business, supplying beauty products for men and women. She is in the Chronicle newspaper today. And then Bo, Black or White, has created a picture or a painting for Sandra Ndebele. He's called Black or White. He's a Zimbabwean artist based in Malawi. And then finally, we've got this guy here. He is Ryan Gumbo. He is based in Cape Town. He's currently studying sports science and he's looking for his pro card. He's a Zimbabwean bodybuilder. So I think very soon we'll be able to see Ryan Gumbo and have a chat with him. I don't know if he's strong or not. Let me know, guys. If Ryan is strong, I don't know what makes an Ironman strong. Is he supposed to be big, or is he supposed to be muscular, or is he supposed to be defined? So, but I think having a six-pack is essential for any guy. You know that if you don't have a six-pack, automatically it means you've got a lot of health issues. That's why you see I'm trying to get rid of my stomach. It's very important for a man to have a six-pack. So having a six-pack automatically means all your other body functions are doing very, very well. So if you don't see yourself with a six-pack, start now. You've got a problem already in your body. Let's go to other news quickly. Mangudya will be announcing his monetary policy this month. ZIDA has introduced an e-platform, and Busisa Moyo is the chairman there. So I want to repeat what I said last time. ZIDA had my phone when I went to Zimbabwe. I don't know what they were trying to do when I went to meet their guys there. Let me tell you how they did it, because most of you don't understand. I met with the ZIDA guys for a meeting. We're trying to invest in Zimbabwe. And then when I got there, we talked and I did everything I was doing. Then when I got to Johannesburg, one of them sent me a document. And when I clicked on that document, there was malware on that document. It was not normal malware. It was malware which was sending me, which was trying to steal information from my phone. So I had to switch off my phone, remove my SIM card, and after that I had to throw away my phone. I never used my phone, that phone again. So they cost me a lot of money. ZIDA, I want my 30,000 rands for the phone that I threw away. Because your guys, I don't know what they were trying to do when they send me malware and trying to hack my phone. Now, Mnangagwa, as I said, will be visiting Belarus end of the year. And then Mnangagwa is lobbying against Chamisa, first in SADC. And then he also wants to go on what you call the UN Security Council. Mnangagwa wants a seat there. Someone who is being accused of rigging an election wants a seat on the UN Security Council. So that's why he's going around Malawi and all those countries. If you look at why Mohadi has been going, Shava and all those guys, they are going exactly where Chamisa went. And they're going to say, you talk to Chamisa, but don't do that. Let's do this. And they do that to all the places that Chamisa has gone. They've gone to Mozambique. They were probably in South Africa. They've gone to all these countries and Namibia. And they make sure that wherever Chamisa opened, the irradiation, that's what they want to do. So what Chamisa should do, make sure there's mass action in August. As soon as that date is announced, where there's going to be that SADC summit, mass action that week, the guys who know how to do it, they must do it. And they must make sure that ED is not appointed as the chairman of SADC, because it would be a joke for SADC to allow such a thing. Then Khama Billiat, I've not seen any pictures or video of Khama Billiat being unveiled by Yada. Yada, as you know, is owned by Mangudya. Mangudya is broke. Mangudya probably failed to pay the 20K. So if you don't see the unveiling of Khama Billiat, it means Khama Billiat has not received his money and is probably having to look for a new team. So as I said, Mangudya is broke. He's got no money at all. Then let's go to Dynamos vice chairman. Vincent Chaonza has been fired, and Manicaland is going to be hosting the independence celebration at the Mutare Polytechnic Pavilion ground. And lastly, the former Hartzell High headmaster has been sentenced to 2 years in jail for corruption, for fraud corruption, of stealing money through procurement. So it's procurement fraud. And then I want to end with one story. There was a discovery of lithium this month in Zimbabwe, a new discovery of lithium. So if you go to the independent newspaper, there's been a new discovery of lithium. So that discovery, let's see which company discovered it. Kuvimba has discovered lithium in Zimbabwe, doing very, very well. But what we are waiting for economically from economic news is the new currency. So there's going to be a new currency in Zimbabwe. When Mangudya makes his announcement, he's going to announce a new currency. And what I expect from Mangudya is to adopt a model that has got Bitcoin and also a model that has the US dollar as the main currency and a model that has got money in the ATM. So we need money in the ATM because corruption of currency is being run by people in the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, because people cannot withdraw money at the ATM. So what people have to do is send money through informal channels, and all these companies and Mkuru and all that, they need to move into banking so that they stop the remittances and they focus more on banking. So when someone receives money by Mkuru, they should take it at an ATM. They shouldn't take it at a branch. And there should be ATMs across the whole country, so that money is formally available. Because at the moment, the players in the industry are actually the criminals. So the guys in suits are the criminals right now. The black market in Zimbabwe is run from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. All those banks that you see in Samrama Show, that area around what I call the Zimbabwe Corruption Central District, Central Corruption District, from Office Mnangagwa going down in Chendaguna Samora and all that way down. Those guys who are operating there are running what we call the Central Corruption District of Zimbabwe. The corruption in the currencies and all the suffering that people is going through is because they don't want to formalize the market. And the IMF has said it. The reason why Zimbabwe is under sanction is because of that corruption and black market, which is run by government people and people in the banking sector. So whoever is serious about this has to make sure that there is money in the bank, there's more money in formal channels, and people can get interest for their money, and we'll stop all this devaluation that is happening every year. So we are looking at Mangudya and what he's going to do about this. So the mine that discovered lithium is called Sandawana mine. So now let me recap. Let me go back where I started so that you can all understand. The court case that was brought by Chamisa's people against Chabang has been lost. And now Timba's group, Ncube's group, and Chabang's group are negotiating outside of court. So the lawyers, and eventually are going to see one group, one CCC, but this group is not with Chamisa. So Chamisa is on his side, and these three groups are talking together. My brother Duweko is on the case, is one of the people who who appealed. So I don't know if he's going to go with this group. So I need to ask him if he's going to go, because I saw him campaigning for Chamisa. So what we're going to see here is those who are with Chamisa are going to go to the blue, and those who are with the CC are going to go to the yellow. But Chamisa needs the yellow, because even if he becomes president, he's going to need a strong party. So I'm seeing here a split, but an agreement, an informal agreement, where we're going to have a very strong CC with all the people that you know, and then Chamisa on one side with a small core team that is going to eventually form his presidential team. Chamisa is going to win the elections if he goes against Mnangagwa, but he needs a strong parliamentary Senate and council group. He can't do it alone because he can't form a government without MPs and all those things. So whatever Chamisa does, he's going to need a strong backing in parliament. So I foresee a sort of like a half-half approach. So eventually someone and everyone has to compromise. But Chamisa will not go with this group with the yellow because they're already talking to Chamangu, meeti and all that. The moment Chamisa goes back there, he's going to have the same problems that he had last year again. So that is it. Let's look now at the comments. I said if you've got questions, you must ask. So let's look here at the questions, then we'll wrap this up so that I can go to gym and try to work on that six-pack that I need. Right, Martin is saying, Chamisa is bigger than all of them combined. Yes, I agree with you, but remember what I said, Martin. You can't form a government by yourself. So what Chamisa is going to need to do is to make sure that he's got people who support him in parliament. And everyone is agreed that Chamisa is the presidential candidate. Even Ngobe said it. I think it's clear that Timba believes that Chamisa is the candidate. And Chabangu himself has said it. But Chamisa can't be there and be in all this toxicity. So whereas Chamisa is popular, he's going to need these guys in parliament, but he doesn't want to be associated with them. And also there's funds that need to come from parliament. So we need to preserve those funds. And I think eventually everyone will be. Even if they go back to court, it's just a matter of sharing seats. But the CCC is going to stay. Mukoma kind of saying we're following Chamisa. Yes, we're following Chamisa. And I want to make a declaration here. If Chamisa announces something that makes sense, that we can follow, I'll 100% follow Chamisa. I'll call Chamisa and say, Chamisa, can I come and work in a team? And I'll give you full-time support. So Mukoma kind of were together. But right now, Chamisa hasn't announced anything. And if he does, the day that he announces, we're going to call Chamisa and say, Chamisa, we'll give you 24-hour support every day. What do you want us to do? And we can do that for 365 days. But for now, our partners are ready to announce. Then let's go to Mungun. Say, promise is, and the rest are with Chamisa. That is why even him, the president, doesn't talk negative about those MPs left in parliament. They are with Chamisa, not these PFBTs. And so I have explained to you and I've shown you the video. They are talking. So the end result of talking is a result. Promise was supposed to come here with me and talk to me last night. He did not. He was not available. So I'm going to bring Promise here. That is Nkwaranzi. And we'll hear what he says. So I don't want to speak for Promise. Promise can speak for himself very, very well. It's like I told you, Chamisa can speak for himself very, very well. We need to ask Promise the difficult questions. You saw what Murungu was saying about Promise. You saw what Hopo has been saying about Promise. We need to answer those questions. Because don't just say someone is with someone. Answer the difficult questions and want them answered. Murungu made the allegation that Promise scholarship was paid by Mnangagwa. You saw it. I want to ask Promise Kuti, was your scholarship paid by Mnangagwa? Were you part of the presidential scheme, scholarship scheme? Do you have tenders with the government? Those are the things I wanted to ask Nkwaranzi here. When he comes, we're going to ask them. And then you can say promises with this one, or this one is with this one. Because when Chamisa is saying infiltration, did he tell you the name of who infiltrated? So guys, let's not be superficial. We must talk things that we understand. We must talk things that we understand. Then Humalu says Zimbabwe should demonstrate, keep on dreaming Zimbabwe. We are going to have that demonstration against Mnangagwa during the SADC summit. This is going to be the craziest thing that you ever see. And if I was Chamisa, I was going to start the groundwork now. We're in February, so I've got March, April, May, June, July. I've got 5 months to organize against Mnangagwa. Give him the biggest demonstration that is ever found or seen in Zimbabwe during the SADC summit. And make sure that that thing doesn't happen for him to become chairperson. And then Mkoma Gono Creative says, I follow you from Abu Dhabi. Can you update us about the gas exploitation around Zaraban area? Okay, I will let you know. I've covered that story before. But what I understand that the gas there did not come through there was not enough in there to remove the equipment. Then Mkoma Washington, that's your last comment. Gambakwe, every day you guess the story. There's no sure, but no, I never guess the story. You have seen me very accurate on everything that has happened. And right now, the thing that is pending is Chamisa to make an announcement within 14 days. You're going to see it before the end of this month, which means within the next few days, Chamisa is going to announce what he's doing. And then Jackie saying, Chamisa is blue, the ground is blue, and for they don't read anything. Yes, Chamisa is blue. And as I said, if Chamisa announces, we're going to give him that option to say 24 availability for Gambakwe. If you want, we'll help you. And you guys, as I said, I'm going to be in the UK for the whole of March. And if it so happens that we manage to raise all the funds that we raise, I'm going to be over there. I'll meet all the CCC and all the guys who are leading there in the UK. So let's see if that happens. We're trying to raise $5,000 US. So you know how to do it. Find the Gambakwe channel and become a member and pay money into that channel membership. So I think I want to end it here, and we'll be back tomorrow. I have given you a lot of news today, so I'm going to try to do more news because I see a lot of people want news. So during the week, we're also trying to increase the amount of news that we want to provide. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I really enjoy working with you here. I hope that we'll be able to succeed in our plans, where Gambakwe will become 24 hours and will be offline and online. So we have to find a way of doing it. Thank you very much, and a good day.